I think most of the illegal strikes that people throw in the octagon are not intentional. If people are grabbing the fence, are you going to change the fence? If people are throwing shots to the back of the head, what are you going to do? Bring a helmet? If people are low blowing, what are you going to do? Bring a bigger cup, like a cup made out like in boxing? A lot of people have been talking about what way can we, solve illegal strikes in MMA. And Ariel Hawani brought up this topic, brought up this idea that if you take a point for any illegal blow, then people will stop, throwing illegal blows. But the thing is, I'm not a mathematician. I don't know how to do statistics, but I think if you do a statistic about all the illegal strikes that happen in MMA, my guess is that more than 50, 70, 80 maybe percent of all illegal strikes happen by mistake. How can we differentiate intent to something that was unintentional? I came up with a theory in one of my last videos, which is if somebody throws a technique, let's say if somebody throws a leg kick to the inner thigh of his opponent, if that person throws that kick for 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and the sixth time they just hit the cup, I think you can make a point for that person that that was an unintentional strike because probably he tried to hit the inner thigh again for the sixth time, but he made a mistake because mistakes always happen. We all make them, okay? And then what? Then you can take a point away. Then in a three-fight round, you take a point away, the fight is already a draw. You have to win 3 rounds for you to be the winner just because of a mistake. If the fight is kind of close, but you're still winning, the best you can do is a draw. And most of the time you lose. Because in a 3 round fight, if you take away a point, that fight is already, it's like you're fighting and then they just have to take away one arm. You're fighting only with your left. Maybe this is not really the best analogy, but you guys understand what I'm saying. So this is not, in my opinion, a solution to this problem. And another thing, another problem that will arise if people do this is the following: people will stop actually poking and doing illegal stuff. They'll stop doing that and they'll start faking it. Michael Chandler, instead of throwing shots to the back of the head, he will try to make the referee think that he is receiving shots to the back of the head. You know what I mean? You guys understand what I'm saying here? And all the cheaters that right now are cheating in the UFC, they're going to turn into victims. They're going to turn into fakers. John Jones will not poke people in the eye anymore. He'll act like he got poked because fighters cheat. We all cheat. If we can find a way to achieve an outcome in an easier way, we will always try to do that. Always, especially if you can get away with it. And then if this problem arises, then what happens then? Then you have to make a point for people that fake it. Then you have to take a point away if somebody's fake. Even though I'm going with this idea too far, but I guess you guys understand what I'm saying here. Unfortunately, I don't think there are any type of solutions to this problem. You just have to accept illegal blows. I think the way that the UFC is handling this problem right now is enough. Because you may say, yeah, but let's bring new gloves that can keep your hand like this. Unless the glove is made out of steel and the glove can keep your hand like this and you won't be able to open it like this, there are still people that are going to poke other people in the eye because this is technique. Doing this helps with takedown defense. Doing this helps with throwing a kick. Doing this helps you with, I don't know, blinding your opponent, trying to hide a strike or something. Not really blinding an opponent. You guys understand what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, the UFC staff, they know exactly what they're doing. I'm sure they thought of all the solutions that they can bring for this problem. Because look what happened. Their pay-per-view went to shit last Saturday. They lost a lot of clients. A lot of people that watch the UFC closed their TV, sad. And they hate the UFC now. Somehow everybody was blaming the UFC. Like it was the UFC's fault. They gone through an illegal strike and Tommy acted like he couldn't see anymore because that was an act, okay? Anyway, so unfortunately, this is the reality of the sport. There is nothing you can do to solve this. Again, You want to change the gloves? Okay, change the gloves. Then what are you going to do with the back of the head shots? What are you going to do with the low blows? What are you going to do with the cage grabbings? What are you going to do with the glove grabs, the glove grabbing? What are you going to do with those? Eye pokes are just a small problem. There's a lot of more illegal things you can do in the octagon. What are you going to do with those? There's no solving for those. What are you going to do? Change the fence? If people are grabbing the fence, are you going to change the fence? If people are throwing shots to the back of the head, what are you going to do? Bring a helmet? If people are low blowing, what are you going to do? Bring a bigger cup, like a cup made out like in boxing? There's no solutions to these things. There's nothing you can do but accept the situation. There's bad referees that make mistakes. There's bad fighters that cheat intentionally. But most of the time, in my opinion, I think most of the illegal strikes that people throw in the octagon are not intentional. So taking away a point in a 3-round fight, this is not boxing. You take away a point in boxing, it doesn't really matter that much. But in MMA, it matters a lot. Unless you make the fight 5 rounds for a normal fight and 8 rounds for a main event, you can't do that because it's too much of a. I mean, it just changes the outcome so much. A point matters a lot. You don't really see referees taking out points that much because it's so damaging to the outcome of the fight if you do that. You know what I mean? So yeah, the solution for this problem is no solution. Sorry, just maybe you would say, yeah, but maybe we can take money from fighters. Maybe we can take 20% of their I don't know paycheck. Yeah, but they already make peanuts. They already make 20 to show and 20 to win. Are you going to take more money now? Sorry, I don't agree with that either. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, but let me tell you something else. Maybe you can make different rules for championship fights if the stakes are so high. Maybe you can change the rules a little bit. If it's a championship fight, maybe then you can take a point for an illegal blow because that's a very important fight. That's the one of the most important fights of your career. If you fight for a championship belt or if you fight defending a championship belt, you have to be very careful what you do. Maybe because it's a 5-round fight, maybe then it will make sense to take a point. But in a 3-fight prelim fight, there's no way you can take 1 point because the fight is done. You're losing. The chances of you winning the fight go down by 33% if you take a point. So why would you even fight anymore? It doesn't make sense, does it? And also you have the problem of people faking. So yeah, guys, subscribe, comment down below. What do you think about my take? And that's it. Thank you.